Okay, since I'm on the topic of Blu-rays and DVDs and whatnot, anyways, I just figured I'd show you all my Blu-ray collection. It's not per se organized, go figure with one who is as ADD as myself, but I just figured that I'd show you the Blu-rays individually. This is in no particular order, by the way, just my Blu-rays. First up, Captain America, which I pretty much already showed you guys. Incredible Hulk, again, already showed y'all. Zombieland, really kick-ass film that also takes full advantage of the Blu-ray format, which is odd for a comedy, but, it works. Seven Samurai. Seven Samurai, one of the most classic films of all time. It's a film that I'd be meaning to see like forever, but school, work, what have you, has gotten me distracted. But yeah, Seven Samurai. And it's in the Criterion Collection, which is most of y'all are saying you lucky bastard, and it was a birthday present, which even more you guys are saying you lucky bastard, but it was exceptionally awesome of a gift, and I am really looking forward to watching it and watching it and watching it again. Next up, Dark Knight. Enough said. Next up, Back to the Future, one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. Really paved the way for time travel in film, as did, I guess, Terminator, which was also an 80s film. I am not the biggest fan of Back to the Future 2, although I love Back to the Future 3. Kind of weird, but, whatever. I do feel like I love Back to the Future 2 more than most, though, in my defense. Next up, X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class really brought back the X-Men really strongly, especially because they needed it after X-Men Origins Wolverine, which, hey, let's make a movie about a guy who can shoot knives out of his hands, and yeah, the kids will love to see that, and, that really isn't what Wolverine's about. Making a film about a guy who can shoot blades out of his hands, you would think that there would be some, blood, but, regardless, X-Men First Class is one hell of a movie, and really, like I said before, brings back the X-Men stronger than ever, and especially Magneto. Damn, he's badass in this movie. I've heard many people complaining that they should have just made a Magneto film, but I think that Magneto's relationship to the other X-Men in this film makes him even a stronger character, even if some of the characters aren't as major as they should have been. I would have liked to have seen more done with Mystique, who I think is way more of a leader character, and, a total badass as well. And although I think that Jennifer Lawrence's performance as her is just amazing, as well as, obviously, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender's. So, yeah, enough said. Next up, American Gangster, Ridley Scott classic. I got this at like a half-price store, and yeah, I really dig the crap out of this movie. It's really a great, gritty 70s crime film told with, modern stars and actors, but it also involves, the hip-hop world, like Common and T.I., and I think the RZA's in this. It's just really great. Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe's performances are, of course, awesome as always, and Josh Brolin's back in it. Cuba Gooding Jr., ladies and gentlemen, it got Cuba Gooding Jr. back into the spotlight, which was amazing because he's a really underrated talent, especially if you've seen Jerry Maguire recently. It had been a while since I saw it, but then I just recently rewatched it, and I was like, oh my god, Cuba Gooding Jr. is amazing. As well as, Boys in the Hood, his breakthrough role, which really demonstrated how much of a powerhouse actor he was. But I don't know. He just like sunk ever since then. But yeah, American Gangster, great gritty film. Great gritty crime film. Great soundtrack, dude. Too, man. Solid 70s music, just amazing. Next up on the genre of crime films, Goodfellas. Goodfellas being like one of the all-time greatest films ever made. I mean, like even if you don't like the mobster genre, there's still like a lot of other stuff for you to enjoy within Goodfellas because I mean, it's basically a character study of this guy who's like in this really who starts out like envisioning this life as like the good life, but then he realizes, whoa, this shit is heavy, is really heavy, and the performances in this are amazing. Joe Pesci got an Oscar for it. Ray Liotta, it's his great breakout role. Lorraine Bracco is just captivating in this. And yeah, the music is perfect. I mean, there are like a gazillion perfect moments in this film, like how Scorsese shot everything, how the conversation seemed really conversational and not like two people acting against each other, like how the whole cast and crew seems, to like each other and to like the film and to like, just I don't know, it's just such a brilliant film. And yeah, next up, Kill Bill Volume 1. I sadly don't have Volume 2 for some stupid reason, but I thought that Volume 2 was the slower one, but regardless, what Quentin Tarantino did with Kill Bill, I just love, because it was like, earlier in his career, Quentin Tarantino wasn't extremely misogynistic per se, but he just didn't really have any strong female characters. But like later in his career now, it seems like that's pretty much all he's doing. Ever since I guess Jackie Brown, it's been Jackie Brown, Kill Bill, Planet Terror, Death Proof, and Inglourious Bastards, which all have really strong female characters as opposed to Pulp Fiction, where there were, female characters in it, but they weren't really the driving focal point of the story. But, I still love how he directs, strong ass-kicking female characters and female heroines and female villains. Again, much like Kill Bill, and the man really knows how to direct an action scene. I know that, a lot of Kill Bill is homage to other stuff, but it's still just a really kick-ass movie. Next up, Thor, God of Thunder. I think this is my favorite Avengers prequel film. Cutting it really close to the Hulk, but Thor was just amazing. I think it had the best performances all around. I mean, the Hulk had an incredibly strong performance by Norton, who's very Bixby-ish, but kind of in the same vein as Dexter. All the other characters seemed kind of weak-ish. I'm not gonna say completely weak, but Thor just had a lot of great, amazing performances all around. Sir Anthony Hopkins played an amazing Odin, King of the Universe type. Tom Hiddleston played a great Loki, kind of the sympathetic villain. Chris Hemsworth was great as Thor. Again, this was either his second or third film after Cabin in the Woods, or following Cabin in the Woods and Star Trek. He was great in Cabin in the Woods, kind of playing, the jock type character. Next up, let's go. Harry Potter years 1 through 7. When I heard that there was some weird lawsuit thing regarding Rowling in the Blu-ray Potter films, I kind of went a little cuckoo with trying to acquire said Harry Potter films. because there was like some thing that said that I don't know, they couldn't sell Harry Potter films in stores. I should have read the fine print there. But I just went ahead and got the entire series on Blu-ray, which I do not regret doing whatsoever. The first two films are kind of dull. The kid actors are kind of, but Kenneth Branagh really made the second one worth watching because he's like king of hammy acting in it, and it's just so brilliant. Kenneth Branagh is such a brilliant actor and director, and is obviously the man responsible for Thor. Many thanks to you, sir. And he was amazing in my weekend. Was it my week or my weekend with Marilyn, playing really cartoonish Sir Laurence Olivier. I don't know if cartoonish is the right word, but he was really exceptionally awesome in that. But after the third one and on was just amazing because of Alfonso Cuarón and him bringing a darker sensibilities to the films, and him doing the controversial decision of making them not entirely by the book in the literal sense, whereas he chose like the best dramatic moments from the book and incorporated them into the movie. And all in all, I think making it a better film. I can't really do a comparison to the book because I haven't read the books in a long time. So, yeah, Harry Potter's, it's like a 7-disc set. The, only other thing, my only other gripe about it is, the special features are kind of lax. Like, for the first film, it's just really trying to appeal to the kids, and it's like, oh, hey, it's jokes about ghosts, and, oh, God, how I loathe that, and, because I was really interested in, like, seeing how they built, Hogwarts, how they built Diagon Alley, and, cool stuff like that, how the casting process went for, like, the teachers. Severus Snape, man, they, like, perfectly nailed Alan Rickman, Die Hard. I shall count to 5, Mr. Takagi. I shall count to 3, Mr. Takagi. There should not be a 4. Such a brilliant performance in that, and nailed it as Snape. Running out of time, so Social Network, great film, great performances, great direction. I love Fincher, I love Eisenberg. Inception, brilliant film. Nolan is a genius, and as is this film. Donnie Darko, one of the most original films I've ever seen. Again, one of the other films that have gotten me into, film in general and becoming a filmmaker. Dreamgirls, great, really catchy, excellently shot musical, and finally, Videodrome, an incredibly dark and disturbing film, but it's about kind of the nature of television and the dangers of, TV on the psyche. I have Tasting of Views around here somewhere. I know that I reviewed it last night, but I couldn't find it. So, yeah, I hope that this wasn't too random, and I hope you enjoyed